Peace family, this video right here is about how objects and environments store what is known as your energy signature. Now, before we go into this, we want to break down, the science behind this. Energy signature. What is an energy signature? Exactly what it sounds like. Your signaturized energy. It is your personal stamp to say that you have been here. Now, why is this important? Because your energy signature contains physical memories, aka your individual atomic specks of yourself, which are small photons of light that can be processed by the brain of another organism. So with that being said, look this shit up. CIA been using it for years. You got clairvoyant people out here. Some of us do it all the time on our own. Who they got psychic people that's finding murderers. Like, this is real shit. So that being said, the reason I'm bringing that up is to show y'all the government is already privy to this. This is not nothing new. But I'm giving y'all the science so that y'all can understand some of the things y'all might be experiencing in y'all personal lives. So with that being said, you have clairvoyant people out here, right? Who can touch an object, right? They might can grab a necklace. And this is why you say certain things have sentimental value. Sentimental means it means something from you. Sentimental comes from the word sentiment. The etymology of the word sentiment comes from the Latin word sentire, which literally means to feel. Just like when you say sentient being. A being that's sentient means what? It can feel and perceive feelings. So that being said, things that have sentimental value have your energy on them. You feel things from your heart, okay? Just like I broke down that video in my video I made called Empaths. Go look it up. Go watch that video where I break this down, how your biofield produces your emotional aura, etc. So that being said, things that have sentimental value are things that contain the energy signature from one person and is given to someone else. It can be an object, an environment, whatever. Your grandma could have gave you a house. She could have gave you a present. Your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever close to you could have given you a tangible item which has a piece of them signaturized on or within that object or environment. So with that being said, clairvoyant people are people who are able to pick this up. So they might could touch a locket and be able to digest within their biofield the energy on this object and internalize this information and dispense it to whomever requires this information. And people do this all the time with land and environments. You got people who see ghosts and you're not really seeing that person per se because they're out of their body. You're seeing their energy signature. You're seeing what is left of them. When you see people with heat-seeking goggles and their body produces a heat signature, that is your energy signature. Now, why is this important? Because the first level of physical existence is gas, and the last level is solid. The middle level is liquid. Now, gas produces a scent. This is why you can smell a goddamn ghost. This is why some people be like, it smell like my granddad in here. When your grandma or your we in the hood, we know what it's like when grandma or grandpa pass. And you be missing your grandma, and some of us be like, I had a dream about grandma, or I went in my grandma's room and it smelled just like her, but she ain't been in the room for years. That's because her energy is in the room. Her soul, her spirit, a piece of her is still in the room and is vibrating so strong that it's physically manifesting and is going from an ethereal form to a small piece of physical form, and that small piece of physical form is the gas form of that person. And this is why you can smell their scent. That's their energy signature. This is why when motherfucking Masons and the Illuminati, these secret society members make you sign these contracts, they always make you sign it with your blood because they want your energy on there. They want you to spiritually consent to the fuckery that you about to submit to. So that being said, your energy, okay, is what this matrix is all about. Harvesting your energy. But when we dealing with energy signatures, y'all got to remember that you leave a piece of you behind everywhere you go. So this is why, people say burn your hair when it fall out. That's your energy. It's a piece of your spirit on that hair. So with that being said, y'all got to be mindful of the shit you do, say, write on. You know what I'm saying? And stop thinking everything is superstitious when it's not. It's really factual. It's really scientific fact behind the spiritual understandings of our ancestors that have been deemed as superstition. It's not no goddamn superstition. It's the truth. You got people who go to jail and they tell you don't write your name in the cell because that means you coming back. And niggas write their motherfucking name in the cell when they bring their silly ass right back. Why? Because they didn't stamp they didn't energetically stamp their signature on this goddamn building and made themselves a part of this goddamn institution. So with that being said, even when you spray painting on stuff, when you writing on stuff, just like when you in school and you get a marker, right? And you write on your notebook, or you get a pen and you write on your notebook. You subconsciously don't even know why you're doing that. You are taking your property and putting your goddamn energy signature on it. It's the same way the ancestors wrote hieroglyphics on the wall. They put their energetic signature on this goddamn temple. And this is why you got Muslims and Caucasians over there now defacing and desecrating the sacred temples and artifacts of our ancestors, because they're trying to destroy the energetic signature and spirit of the African that still pervades and is omnipresent in Egypt to this day. So with that being said, whatchamacallit, your energy signature is absorbed, it gives off electrons, which I did another video on where I broke down, called energy imprisonment, where I broke down how they take artifacts and put them in museums in order to stop you from absorbing the electrons that these artifacts give off as they radioactively decay. So with that being said, you are leaving pieces of you behind in this world. Even though you will not be in this world forever, your energetic signature will be here. A piece of you still will be here. And that is what people will use to call on you as an ancestor. So that being said, this is why tribes have artifacts and amulets and jewelry that's centuries and millenniums, years in age, in regards to when they do their rituals and they call upon certain spirits, because the energy of that spirit is still contained upon the object. Or you go to a certain place or a temple that's sacred to do your ritual or your prayer, because the energy of that being that you're trying to manifest is still within the environment. So this is all important information when it comes back into deriving African power. Everything that you use today has no energy signature that's in your motherfucking favor. What the fuck is white Jesus? Where's the African spiritual energetic signature in white Jesus on your wall? I'll wait. Where's it at? There's no ancient energies that you can absorb electrons from and connect with certain ancestors from a goddamn white Jesus, but you could from King Tut's. But guess what? You don't have King Tut's because your enemy has it. So with that being said, this is the importance of why it's so important in itself to reclaim our land and reclaim the shit they took from our land, because we can literally reclaim a tangible physical connection back to our cosmic source, our cosmic self, and our cosmic ancestors. So when we're dealing with, once again, energetic signatures, right? Let's say this ring, okay? A piece of me will always be in this goddamn ring. So no matter if this ring one day is worth $1 million, is worth $1, you're going to always feel connected to me, because you'll say that was Young Pharaoh ring and he wore that goddamn ring almost damn near every video. And, you know, a piece of my energy is in this ring. A piece of my spirit, a piece of my passion is in this ring. This ring has now sentimental value. So now whoever possesses this ring possesses a piece of me. So with that being said, think about all of the shit our ancestors created, all of the artifacts and all of the spirit that's trapped in these goddamn museums and around this world and in these temples that you go on tours and you got the enemy who stole the shit from you, telling you you can't go in certain rooms and shit in the temple because they don't want you to become intertwined and infused with the energetic signature of your ancestors. This is why they tell you don't touch nothing. Why I can't touch nothing? Why? You touched it. Why the fuck I can't touch it? Because they know the effect it has on them will be no effect. The effect it has on you will be a great effect. They don't want you genetically being reawakened due to interacting with not only the energetic signature spiritually of your ancestors, but the biological bacteria that's being preserved in the DNA that will be absorbed by you biologically if you come in contact with what has been left over as a marker by your ancestors on these artifacts in these temples. So that being said, getting fully back on point, when you leave out the house, you got to be mindful of where you spit. Some of you niggas just spit on the motherfucking ground. Some of you niggas just leave your DNA and your energy all over this motherfucking planet. You don't know who the fuck is using your energy. You don't know where that's going. You don't know. So that being said, you got to be conscious of how powerful you are, so that can't nobody use, let's say, sacred practices to get over on you or trap your silly ass. So with that being said, family, we want to be mindful and understand and understanding of the power of a signature, let alone an energetic signature. Even when you sign a normal contract, you might go and you sign a goddamn mortgage on your house. we know that mortgage, literally, when you look up the etymology of the word mortgage, it means death pledge. But now, who signs the death pledge? You sign it spiritually. Your signature is two-dimensional. It's a flat line, but it's you. It's your. This is why if you write a motherfucking death threat, they can find you because they know your signature because your soul has its specific frequency. All letters is just lines, squiggly ass line. Like when you in the hospital and you about to die, motherfucker, that shit be beep, beep, beep. But then when you stable, it be beep, beep. Same thing when you writing. Everybody got their own beep. Everybody got their own different rate of vibration. And your frequency is the physical expression of that rate of vibration. And you are leaving your vibration consensually through the ignorance of your own free will to all kind of fuck shit. Such as death pledges, mortgages, damn birth certificates. You niggas just be signing off on shit. Niggas want to sign a record deal. You done signed off on some shit. Now you enslaved to this goddamn corporation. You niggas just signing up for the goddamn military. You just signing up for all kind of shit. You get your license. You just sign up to be a damn organ donor. Not knowing that they specifically come kill motherfuckers or cause accidents on people's license who say that they want to be willful organ donors. Because it's guaranteed they going to get your organs. So you just keep giving your goddamn a piece of your spirit to the goddamn matrix. Wondering why the matrix is destroying you because you constantly consenting with a piece of your energy. So not only are you doing that, you are willfully leaving your energy all over this world in regards to people who have people who have a negative means for your life. So you just keep spitting on, like I said, you niggas walk up the street and just spit. Motherfuckers just go outside and just piss on something. You don't even have this is why the ancestors had specific places where they did specific things because they kept everything organized and they kept the spirit always on a high, in high regards to how they treated their own soul as well as the soul of the planet. So with that being said, family, understand the science of why it's important that we begin to take back what is ours. Because there is energy on artifacts and environments that can be picked up and can be used and can be internalized. As I broke down, artifacts radio decay. And they give off molecules. Not just chiron molecules, but photons and electrons. Now you see, I did a entire video called Holographic Mind, where I broke down how you see what you think how you think you're seeing and experiencing something that's not nothing but really just vibrational stages of light through the digestion of photons through the retina of your eye that travel to the back of your brain to a place or a location in the back of your brain called the center of vision. After those electrical currents and the photons are converted by what's called optical nerves that connect from the back of your eyes to the center of vision, and then your brain projects back out what you think you're seeing. So with that being said, you digest people's energy the same way. Everybody gives off light particles slowly but surely. This is what causes you to age. You're giving off light. Your body. See what death is. The definition of death is the permanent terminations of an organism. Death is the permanent termination of the biological functions which sustain a living organism. Now, with that being said, you're dying because your body can no longer hold your electrical current. So it's aging, it's biodegrading because it cannot biologically substantiate your nervous system. So you're giving off photons every day. As I'm making this video, I'm giving, just when you wave your hand, hundreds of millions of billions of light particles fly off your goddamn hand. That's why they tell you don't reach over nobody's food. So with that being said, because not just skin particles, but light particles. Because your body is constantly falling apart. So with that being said, this is why people with melanin age the best. Because we absorb light the best. So, coming back on point, when I touch something or I grab something, or even me touching my phone right now, I'm leaving my energy and my light on this phone. So if somebody was to come and they've tapped into their clairvoyant abilities and their pineal gland is fully activated, they could come grab this phone years from now and be able to absorb my light and digest my information on an energetic scale and be able to retain certain memories or energies that I've left on this phone predicated upon my mentality and my emotional state of being when I grabbed this phone and left my energy signature on it. So with that being said, I'm going to end this video on this. This is not no new information. This is something our ancestors been teaching. They're not going to teach you this in church. The CIA has been using psychics and clairvoyant African people to actually track down murderers and find people for years. This is not nothing new. So that being said, it may be new to you because you don't know the science of you. So with that being said, African people, know what you're doing on this plane. We cannot keep walking around this world willfully ignorant. We are the children of the Most High, which is the cosmos, not no goddamn mystery God. So it is a disgrace and a dishonor for us to have so many internal qualities and supreme abilities, and we turn a blind eye to them because we've been discouraged from finding out and enjoying the benefits of what it is to be a true African. And with that being said, I love y'all. Peace.